the battalion were sent over to um, over to Northern Ireland, and then they came back, and then there was a they came back and stayed, and if I remember rightly, at Barrybun camp before they come up here. I never allowed out the night before. You know, a lot of the soldiers had a good night out on the Saturday night. I myself, I was a sergeant at the time, and I was actually posted from the battalion, but serving with the territorials in Dundee, with 51 Highland, whose headquarters was in Perth, and there was a detachment from 51 Highland attended the parade, and I went up as a supernumerary with the territorials. I was a regular army instructor with the territorials at the time, so we were part of the parade, but I was supernumerary. Well, I wasn't actually with the battalion the night before, but I believe, you'd have to confirm this, and I could find out for you, but I believe they actually were in Barrybun. Right. I mean, well, the regimental sergeant major and commanding officer and the adjutant, they would have all been up, and they would have checked the town, they would have recce'd the town, they would have looked, and they would have planned the parade and everything else. I mean, the RSM at the time was a guy called Roy Deere, who was a drum major before. He was a drum major and a company sergeant major. He was a very, very smart man, very, very knowledgeable, and he's the guy who would have come up and carried out the reconnaissance along with the adjutant and the commanding officer, and they would have met up with the local dignitaries at the time, you know, the councillors, people, because Aberfeldy would have had a town council then. They would have met with people for the Aberfeldy town council and worked the thing out, mechanical things out. As I said, I was detached from the battalion, and I was an instructor with the territorials at the time. So, you know, I actually wasn't with the battalion. I met them when we come up here. We just arrived by minibus, which, if I remember rightly, I drove, I think. And we were over by minibus and then got with the detachment, and then just marched on as a group, you know, because there were representatives from the 51 Highland Volunteers and indeed the Army Cadet Force as well, the Black Watch Army Cadets. So we marched on as a group, but after the battalion had come on parade. Right. Well, you know, when you're marching through there, and we're going up past the Black Watch Memorial coming in, I can't remember the name of the street now, but going up past the memorial to give an eye right, past the memorial, you know, the roads were actually thronged to people, and they were all cheering and everything else, you know, and I think that was appreciated by other soldiers, particularly if they just no long come back from Northern Ireland. You know, a short tour from Northern Ireland, they weren't long back, and that was you know, I think guys appreciate that. Yeah.
Can you describe?
It was just well, my memory tried to show me. It was just to try and reconnect, or even indeed reenact, the original muster of the Black Watch when it first mustered in 1740. Because although the warrant had been signed in October 1739, it wasn't until 1740 that the regiment actually first mustered, and it was on the other side of the river, and it's where the memorial is, where they first got together and the paraded. So they tried to reenact that, and each company marched on. You know, they played the company marches, like A Company, the Grenadier Company, was Athol Highlanders, B Company, Lord Alexander Kennedy, and Charlie Company, Nutbrown Maiden, and so on and so forth. Delta Company, Scotland the Brave. So, you know, it was a reenactment of what happened then. And I would certainly say there would have been about 600 from the 1st Battalion, you know, at a guess. The TA Guard, I think, was about 70, and I can't remember how many of the cadets were there, and then there was veterans on parade as well. So you know, you're probably talking about, I don't know, 700, people, 700 and maybe 8 plus people on parade. I can't speak for what happened with the battalion, because I was responsible for driving the minibus back, if you remember.
Yeah.
And there were a few of the TA soldiers who had managed to imbibe, so I got them all rustled up and got them down the road. But I am told that, you know, like the Black Watch Inn and various other places, there was hospitality given, like, you know. But I honestly, you know, if I was to say that they all went to the pubs and all that drunk, that would be completely untrue, because I don't know. Because I remember getting my lot on the minibus and down the road, and I think we stopped about every bloody hour for a comfort break. You know, when the Black Watch came back from Iraq in 2004, they marched through Perth, Dundee, Kirkcaldy, Forfar, which are the county towns of the Black Watch recruiting area, but they also marched through Aberfeldy, because they felt that Aberfeldy was the birthplace, and that's still very strong, and that's why we as a Black Watch Association every 2 years come up and have a wee service in front of the memorial, and come up here and have a lunch, because we feel this is us coming back as a sort of, well, 276 years. Well, as I say, I think everybody realised the importance and the significance of the event, and that was the soldiers and the sergeants and you know, the battalion really thought it was a great honour, and it was actually great to actually be on parade and come to Aberfeldy. And a lot of people had never ever been in Aberfeldy in their life before, you know, and I think they were actually overwhelmed by the response they got and appreciation they got from the local people in Aberfeldy.
You'd like to add
I just say, well, the only thing I would like to say is that, you know, long may it continue.